What? Hello? Testing?
No.
I've not been recording this all time.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we were recording.
And welcome back. Killed it. Welcome back to Elemental Strength Podcast. The podcast where we dive deep into the big world of powerlifting and coaching. My name's Tony.
My name's Michael.
And I'm Bing.
Welcome back.
What's going
Guys, it's been a
on,
while.
guys?
It's been a while.
It's been ages.
Taking a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, what's been happening, guys? How are we?
Living the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, where have we been, guys? What's been happening?
Man.
Why were we gone for so long?
Why were we going so well? You were away for a while, didn't you?
I was gone overseas
Mm.
for a couple of weeks. Unexpectedly,
Yes.
I literally messaged the boys. I was like, guys,
Don't panic.
I'm flying. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
panic.
Yeah.
I'm flying to Hong Kong tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But you guys handled it very well.
We got your back.
Yeah, we got
Thanks,
you, man.
We
guys.
got your back.
Yeah, it was sudden, 2 weeks away, but it was good. I spent time with family and yeah, it was good. Hong Kong is like second home to me, so I always go back and feel like, it just feels normal.
Mm.
Yeah. What's updates about the gym? What's happening there?
Massive changes about to happen.
Mhm.
First of all, we have a comp coming up in July 6th. That's slowly approaching, and yeah, we're slowly getting ready for it. On top of that, we're happy to announce that we are hosting 2024 USAPL Junior Nationals, which is going to be in the 21st and 22nd of September. So I'm really keen to hold that event. There's going to be big changes in the gym. So one of the biggest thing is we're putting a mezzanine in the gym. It's about to happen, like the construction's about to happen, so we might have to close the gym for a few days, maybe a couple of, 3. Once that's done, the gym floor will look a little bit differently. We'll have a little bit more space for our members to train, and hopefully our productivity also gets better.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
If you guys haven't been to the gym, we're kind of like in this little corner and like up against the garage door.
Very cold.
Yes, very cold. As much as we love our members, it's really hard to get any work done because it's just like every person that walks in, it's like, oh, hi, like we'll be in the middle of a sentence, like, oh, hi, oh, bye, guys, oh, see you later. Like, yeah, it's a bit hard. So hopefully we can make use of our own little space, have our own little chill out area. And yeah, more space for hopefully more equipment and just more fun stuff at the gym.
Yeah. Also, registrations are already open. So if you've already qualified a total for juniors and sub juniors, feel free to register, and we can link you the lifting cast registration.
Keep in mind that it can be any comp after January 1st, 2023.
Yes.
Not 2024. So as long as you did a comp in last year.
Yeah.
And you made the qualifying total, you can register for this year's Junior Nationals. So keep that in mind. You don't have to like scramble unless you haven't made a qualifying total. If you haven't competed this year, you don't have to like scramble to compete before Junior Nats.
All right.
Alrighty. What's the topic today, guys?
So one of our lovely members, Anthony Naddaf, has sent in a question. He wants to know, what are some things that make your coach upset? Right? But what he means is things like, what are things that clients do that make coaching more difficult?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't easily get upset.
Yeah. No, we don't get upset. We don't get upset.
It takes a lot to upset us, I think. We're pretty chill. Yeah.
What are your like pet peeves?
Pet peeves.
Yeah.
Wait, before we start, do you guys think you're good athletes? Because we all pretty much coach each other.
I try my best, guys. I really try. Like, I know I'm not the most genetically gifted person, but I do think that I try my best. You can confirm that because you coach me.
Is this true?
Yeah, pretty easy. Pretty easy going.
Easy going?
Yeah.
I'm a bad athlete.
No issues here.
What do you,
But I feel like it's easier to coach someone that also coaches, right? Because you have that mindset.
It depends.
Right.
So like,
Yeah, it depends.
what can I do to make his job or her job easier? Mike was like, you don't do that at all. You make my job.
what can Michael do to be better
As an athlete.
as an
An
athlete?
athlete or a coach?
No, as an athlete.
Oh.
For those listeners that don't know, like, Vinny and I coach each other.
And Michael coaches me.
Yeah.
This is a safe space. There's,
Yeah.
there's no judgment, no nothing.
I won't
Tony's scared.
I won't get upset.
Argument.
I won't get upset. Yeah. We'll talk about
I
it
actually
later.
don't know. Actually, no, I don't think you. I think you're A plus, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Mum and dad
I
will
mean,
be proud.
sometimes I don't know if you do all your accessories. That's probably it.
Because it doesn't fill in the thing or
Yeah.
the spreadsheet. Yeah.
But then I kind of do the same. So.
I do them. It's just not on. Well, the thing that's very difficult for us three, like Vinny spoke about, you know, we always get distracted because we have so many things to do in the gym. I do them, but it's just like not in order. Sometimes I would have like 2 training sessions in one day. So I already know what to do, and I'm like, I'll just do the second part of my session after I finish coaching, and then from there, like, I forgot to fill out my spreadsheet. But that is something I need to improve on. And the reason why I have Vinny is because she keeps me accountable with that stuff. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
What about you? What do you think of yourself as an athlete?
As an athlete,
Yeah.
I think lately I've been horrible. I think there are times when I'm like good.
Yeah.
And I like do all the sessions. I'm really driven, and I'm like, you know, sending through videos and stuff. Lately, I've been doing none of that. Haven't been filling out spreadsheet. Haven't sent any videos. Haven't even communicated with you as well.
It's funny, like Tony and I talk every day, but yeah, it gets to a point where we're talking about more serious, like not that training's not serious, but it's like,
Business.
business is fucking hard, man. Yeah.
I think the main thing I could really be better in is communication.
Yeah, well, same with me. I think with us three, we know what we have to prioritize at this time. Not to say that our training is not important, but like, man, there's so many people that are relying on us right now, and we definitely need to get our shit together in terms of like the business aspect. But then it almost like it feels like training is there when we can sometimes, but we can only do what we can, you know. So it's okay, man.
Thanks,
It's okay,
man.
bro.
I appreciate that. Thanks for the validation.
Yeah, I know there's so much going on with your life as well. Like, Tony's being modest with like the stuff that he was talking about. Like, there's so many shit going on with Tony's life, and yeah. I feel like I'm exposing you.
That's
So-
that's life.
Yeah. But
Don't make him cry.
That'd be cool.
how are you as an athlete?
I could be better.
Yeah.
Could be better.
In what way?
Communication. I'm the same as you. Like when motivation is low, it's like I just don't care about training. I don't care about communicating to my coach. That's with most people, right?
Vinny also hates me, so.
I don't. Sometimes.
I mean, the bickering says otherwise.
I feel sorry for Tony.
I'm stuck in between this. So my parents are arguing.
Yeah.
Yes. Whenever Michael and I get into an argument, it's really just we just don't agree with each other.
Yeah.
Tony just kind of sits in the middle.
I don't do well with
What do I
conflict.
do? What do I do? Whose side do I pick? Guys, shake hands. Shake hands. Please, shake hands, please.
Meeting is on pause, so you gotta shake hands. So communication
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something that Michael spoke to me about this week was to have higher standards for myself.
Oh.
Like, I think I've set the bar a little bit too low for too long.
Mm.
Like, there's a right time for when you can set the bar low, right? When you're like starting from scratch, or like you're really just trying to build your habits up again.
Mm.
But like, there's a time where you really need to step it up and just, you know, become an athlete, a focused athlete,
Right.
and not just be like, woohoo, I did my accessories today. Like, you know,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
don't set the bar there. Yeah. Yeah, set the bar higher for yourself. Like, continuously, obviously, yeah.
I think for us, so obviously, as athletes, we can definitely improve ourselves, but I think what we're doing better right now is coaching, right? But in saying that, the best way we can coach people is through modeling, right? Like, we need to be great role models for our athletes. So if you're setting the standard too low for yourself, then you know you're almost guaranteed that you're letting them set the bar low for themselves as well. So if you want them to elevate their game, if you want them to reach their true potential, then just actually make realistic goals that are a little bit more fulfilling for them as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think my clients gave me a wake-up call as well, because you know, for a long time my clients would ask me, are you training today? And I'd be like, my answer always, I'd be like, I should train. And it got to the point where they knew what my answer would be when they asked me, and they like made fun of me for saying, you should train today, shouldn't you? And I'm like, oh fuck, that's kind of bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, set the bar higher for myself.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
It does. No, that's pretty cool. Like being setting the bar higher for yourself.
Yeah. Totally.
It's like,
I don't know, because I came in the other day. I'm like, hey guys, I'm starting my program on Monday, and I was expecting like a Tony, well done, I'm so proud. And I was sort of fishing for
I was like, Vinny, have you been going to this? Or
I was expecting like, guys, I'm so proud, like a hug and a kiss on the forehead. But I got none of that. And you guys were like, okay. I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's like the bare minimum.
that was literally like right after we had that
Oh,
conversation.
right,
That's why we looked at each other and we were like, nah, we're not celebrating this.
Yeah. But so far this week's been good training.
yeah, it has been. Yeah. Very productive bench session yesterday.
Yeah.
We workshopped some things, and hopefully it starts clicking.
Yeah.
So again,
Watch out, I'm a bench specialist now.
All right. So what are some other pet peeves about things that our clients do that, you know, quote unquote upset us or?
yeah. Look, I'm gonna answer this question in 3 levels.
Oh. What, 3?
Levels. I think there's levels to this, right? I don't think this is like a very simple question. Right? I think we can categorize it as low tolerance issue, a medium tolerance issue, and then a high tolerance issue. So low tolerance is like, this is important. We need to discuss this straight away, right? Like we need, before we go further, we need to discuss this because this is affecting our relationship as athlete coach, right? And medium is like, okay, man, come on, get your shit together. You can be a little bit better than this, right? Like that type of stuff. And then low tolerance is like, high tolerance is like, yeah, this is annoying, but you know what? Whatever. Yeah. Is that a good way of like thinking about this question?
Yeah. I like that. Should we start off top and go bottom, or start with a juicy bottom and then go top?
Juicy bottom.
Juicy bottom.
Let's start with the high tolerance. Like
High tolerance, it's fine. Like it's a lot. Yeah, pet peeves, I guess.
Yeah. Pet peeves.
Yeah. I mean, you sort of like allude. You sort of spoke about like what you just said before about yourself when I was like, yeah, don't set the standard too low for yourself. You know, when clients are like, oh my god, coach, I did my accessories today. Are you proud of me? I'm like, you should be doing that in the first place anyway. Do you want me to give you a medal for your mediocrity or like?
Yeah.
Sorry. No. Like,
No, that's true. It's like,
yeah,
are you outing yourself for not doing your
Yeah,
accessories?
yeah.
Yeah.
like, is that really what you're proud of, or
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
or you've done the bare minimum? Like, you should probably be doing that even more. Like, you know,
Regardless.
yeah. Is that a confession or like a celebration? You know what I mean? So that's like my my high tolerance issue.
I think not sending videos.
Mm.
I think that's a high tolerance for me. It can become like,
Medium.
it can become media. It can be, if it's like an ongoing thing, like if it's just like week after week, no videos. Like how am I going to help you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. So yeah, I think that's one.
What about you, bro?
High
tolerance.
High tolerance is probably like your outside life, like life outside of the gym. If you're like sort of neglecting every single area of your life outside, you know what I mean? Like in terms of like recovery and in terms of what you do on the weekends, if you like go out and stuff every single weekend. Obviously, like my job as your coach, I'm not gonna tell you no, don't do that. But it's just know that will affect your performance in the gym if we sort of neglect the stuff outside of training.
Yeah.
But high tolerance. Like it's your choice at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm not your.
Yeah, you'll tell them the consequences,
Of course.
the potential consequences.
Yeah.
But if you still go through with it, like that has to be on you.
It's outside of your control.
Yeah.
It's their control.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, I want to talk about that stuff, like what you mentioned and what you mentioned. I feel like, to me, that's more leaning towards the medium tolerance. I feel like it's medium tolerance because I feel like at the same time, I also have a role to fill in with the issue. You know what I mean? That's why it's not low tolerance because, for example, what you were saying, what was it? So you were saying...
Videos.
Yeah, you're not sending videos. So I think my medium tolerance, if I can put it in a big sort of like definition, it's like just the lack of transparency between the client and myself, right? So the open communication is not fully there. And I think that's like, come on, let's get our shit together. If you're not going to be filling out your spreadsheet, you're not going to be filling out, updating me with your videos and stuff like that, then how are we going to progress forward? How do we know what actually works and stuff like that? And then at the same time, when sort of like, when something, for example, like their training's going really well, and then all of a sudden, you were expecting them to like progress even more, but then something happened, right? And you don't know what, you don't know what's actually going on behind the scenes. And they sort of just like give you this, I don't know, this reason of like, oh, I don't know what happened. I think like, something happened when I was like warming up, blah, blah, blah. But then you find out that like, oh yeah, on the weekend I had like, I partied, I slept like very late and, I was doing drugs or I was fucking drunk or something like that. And then like, that lack of transparency, you sort of like found out through something else, maybe through their stories, and they're not very transparent with it. Then I think that's definitely a medium tolerance, that we have to discuss that, like, because we know that like training is not just what you, improving in your strength is not just what you do in training, but also outside of the gym.
Yeah, 100%.
I think one thing I try my best to do is like foster a relationship where they do feel comfortable in telling you like when they're having a big night out or like things like that, and then like it's fine, like it's totally fine, it's your life, like I'm not gonna tell you can't go out, but at least we can plan ahead, right? And we can set our expectations and we can move things around, or because life happens. Yeah, we can work around it.
Yeah. Do you have any medium tolerance issues?
I think maybe going off program is a medium one, because sometimes it's a big deal, sometimes it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So it's like really dependent on what their goal is, how the training is going at the moment, and if they're prepping for something. Like sometimes if they want to do like a yoga max with the boys, and they're not prepping for anything, and they're not even like looking to compete,
Mm.
that's fine. Like just
Yeah.
go and max out with the boys if it's like, you know, if it's fun. Obviously just know what the consequences are.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's so much better when they tell you ahead of time.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. I love it. I love when you tell me beforehand.
No.
Don't just...
Tony, next week.
Setting yourself
No,
up.
but look, God damn it, if you're... Oh. No, but like,
Yeah.
rather...
You'd rather know.
No, rather...
Yeah.
I for example, like one of my clients, shout out Michael, he's doing really well in training. And then this one-off, like he recently just joined another gym, and there was a challenge going on.
Yeah.
There was a bench challenge. It was like
Oh.
AMRAP bodyweight bench press challenge. I wasn't able to like respond in time, and like it was like, oh, by the way, there's this challenge going on at the gym, and I'm gonna do it. And like by the time I read it, he's already done it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what was it? So it's like an AMRAP challenge. I'm like, oh, what are you training today? It's like, oh, I'm doing secondary squat and, you know, all that. So at that time, it's like, it's not too much of a big deal. But then I was just like, know that like next week it's going to be hard, you know, like, but like he's sort of open with that idea, and he's been training long enough to actually understand the consequences.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like random little challenges like that, like, you know, if you're not close to comp, I think they're fine.
Mm.
You know, do a pull-up challenge. The challenge we've been doing at the gym recently
Oh.
is holding a 15-kilo plate in one hand for as long as you can.
Bumper plate. So
Bumper
it's
plate.
a little
bumper
bit
plate.
thicker.
Yeah.
And there's like barely any lip to sort of hold, like put your fingers on.
Yeah. We should definitely post a video about it.
Yep.
Like silly little things like that. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're constantly, you know, adding extra days into your session, and you know maybe doing multiple top sets, yeah, that's something you should probably talk to your coach about.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they might actually provide you the opportunity to have that, but it's expected. It's not like out of nowhere and all of a sudden we're thinking like, what the hell's going on with the training? If you're a little more open with the communication and you the coach is expecting that should be fine. That's totally fine. Yeah. And yes, there's like definitely like a risk reward ratio to this. So like if you're gonna be maxing out your SBD, that's definitely high risk. But if, say for example, you're doing a pull-up challenge, that's probably low risk. So yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, just have that open communication with your coach. Yeah.
It's all about communication at the end of the day. All right, well, let's get to the juicy bottom.
Oh, the juicy.
What are your low tolerance coaching pet peeves?
Probably a lack of respect. I reckon-
Oh, yeah.
How so? Like, we have an example.
Like,
Someone like, hey Tony, asshole.
no,
Hey, asshole.
not like that. But like if you like, I've had this is a long time ago. But I had a client that, you know, we were like, okay, I'm going to be at this place at this time. Like I'm going to be there to help you with whatever you need to work on, and they never show up.
Ooh.
They just don't show up. They don't even message.
Oh.
And then
It's
like, I
something that
message,
you've organised together.
exactly. And then I'll message, but like, hey, what's up? And then I won't get into detail, but it wasn't them that replied. Do you guys know this story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
It's they had no interest. They had no interest in coming, and they weren't even like prepared. Like they weren't to postpone. They were just busy doing other things that time. You know.
Yeah.
Long story short,
Long story short,
they didn't respect you
they
or
didn't
your
respect
time.
me on my time. Yeah. And if you're gonna be late this time, just let us know. Or if you want to reschedule, let me know. Just don't.
It's easy.
Yeah, don't waste my time. I think that really hit, like, puts a big wedge in a coach-athlete relationship.
Yeah.
Like if it happens multiple times over and over again, it's like then you have to sort of reevaluate what's happening.
I guess it's kind of like medium to low. But I think like if you've told your client something, like not to do something, you've told them why they shouldn't do it, and then they keep doing it.
They still do it.
Yeah.
I think it can become like alright, like there's at one point where you have to step your foot down and be like, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've already told you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And this is not like a skill, like training related, more like
A decision that they made.
Yeah. I feel.
Yeah.
Like the only example I can think of, but like it doesn't sound that serious, is like taking like pre-workout every single session, for example. Like it's not a big issue. It's not a big issue, and you tell them that hey, like maybe you shouldn't if you don't need it for every single session. Like, you know, for some people it affects their sleep, and that has effects later on into their performance. And
if you're already talking about like, oh, coach, I've been lacking sleep lately, and then they're still taking pre-workout every fucking session at 9 p.m.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I think that's when it's like you need to step your foot down.
Yeah.
Like, stop this.
Yeah.
Because it becomes a matter of like disrespect.
Yeah.
Like they don't really respect your
opinion.
and
Yeah.
your
And
expert
your
advice.
coaching. Yeah.
You see a getting, they're going like this, and they're like, dry skipping.
Knock it out. I have nothing against pre-workout, by the way. It's just like, if you're doing a tertiary bench day, you don't need pre-workout, guys. Like, and you're doing like freaking shoulders and triceps afterwards, you don't need pre-workout. Like,
My low tolerance issue is when the athlete actually doesn't allow you to coach them.
Oh, so okay.
So,
explain.
So there will be times when you'll be coaching athletes who are very communicative in terms of your relationship, right? But there will come a time when they would maybe subscribe to, or maybe they're coaches, or maybe they would subscribe to something that they like, right? And maybe it doesn't fit your coaching system, and it's sort of like it's contradicting what you're trying to do, right? I'm all for collaborative coaching, and I'm all for like making sure that we have this again, open communication so that we can get to the best training routine, training program for yourself, so that you can be the best athlete, right? But when someone is very dismissive into something that you think you have an expertise on, it can be a little bit jarring as a coach, and it's impossible, because like I think the biggest issue there is you don't have their buy-in from the get-go, right? And if you're starting from there, it becomes a little bit more difficult for them to see results as well, because again, they don't have that buy-in and they have that doubt. So the commitment is not there. So it does take a little bit more time to educate them, and you have to have that conversation straight away from the get-go. Because if you sort of just like, like you have that authority over them and just like, do that, you're probably going to lose them as a client. And that's difficult, So that's one of my low tolerance sort of issue, and that's something that we need to like discuss straight away. Yeah.
Perfect.
So we've talked about like, our pet peeves of our clients and like what, athletes do that annoy us, but what can we do as coaches to fix these problems, or to make the relationship better, or to be better coaches? How do we work around these problems?
One thing that we can do is try to avoid labeling a client uncoachable straight away. Because maybe when you think that somebody is uncoachable, maybe you're just not equipped enough to coach this person. Not saying that you're not a good coach, you're not like, you don't have the skills to be a good coach, but maybe just there are some qualities from this person that doesn't match your I guess, soft skills or your qualities as a coach, and they might be better suited for someone else, right? There's many ways to actually get through this client, and maybe the way you approach things just doesn't work. So if you're willing to upskill yourself through bettering your soft skills and other qualities that are outside, maybe programming and biomechanics and all that stuff, more of the psychological skills that you can learn, then hold on to this client and then actually apply those things. But then if you feel like you fit a certain type of clientele, then maybe it's better off to give these clients to someone else, because at the end of the day you're doing them a disservice by you're just holding them to them, and then you're not really going anywhere.
Yeah, I think as coaches, like the first step to problem solving should look within. What can I do to communicate this better to my client? What can I do to educate my client better about the consequences of their actions, or why they're doing what they're doing, so that you can have that a little bit more buy-in, a little bit more engagement in what you're trying to get them to do, and think about how you can be a better coach for this person, right? Because there's always ways that you can, there's different ways that you can say things, different ways you can communicate, different ways that you can try and change the behavior of your client. It's just like you just have to try different ways. And like Michael said, if it gets to a point where you're doing everything you can to help this client and it's not progressing, then maybe it is time to let them go and let another coach who might be better suited to them help them out.
And on top of that, make sure you're open to upskill yourself, so that when that situation happens again, you're prepared for it. At the end of the day, it's really hard to install behavioral change to someone when you're not equipped for different kinds of people, right? That's why as coaches it's important to actually explore prioritizing a specific type of clientele. Maybe you're just focusing on juniors, you're not really looking at more people who are 30s and above, or you don't really coach any female clients or anything like that. I think maybe your approach might be just one-sided. So it's important to have variety and experience that as well.
Perfect.
Alright.
Wow, what an episode.
It's really good. Besides the audio issues.
Besides all of this besides the audio issues.
Apologies.
Having so much fun.
We always have a lot of fun.
We always do.
Except for when Michael and I fight.
That's the least fun for me. But that's life. The power of friendship, where you can get through anything. That's why we do this. We do this to celebrate friendship, love, health, wealth, and it's not just us on the podcast, it's you guys as well.
Yes.
You guys on this podcast.
Hey, join the conversation. Leave a comment down below. What are your pet peeves? What do you think you can do better as an athlete or a coach?
Let us know, because we want to know. Anyway, that's it for today. My name's Tony.
My name's Vinny.
My name's Michael.
And stay in your element.
Stay in your element.
That was good! What the fuck?
That was gangster!